What's up, family? This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First Sports. Now, the Cowboys are actively exploring defensive help this season. Now, we've been linked to Patrick McQueen. Is it Patrick Queen or Patrick McQueen? I'm sorry. Patrick Queen, I think his name is. We've been rumored to talk about Myles Garrett. We've supposedly made several attempts to get Max Crosby, and things just hadn't worked out, right? Here's my thing with all this, and I'm gonna put a perspective on this that you guys may have not heard. Jerry Jones has been promising us for a long time that what he's going to do to make this team get back to the Super Bowl. He's mentioned that he will do anything to get us back into that time where we had the Super Bowl runs with Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman. And he said he'll do anything he possibly can. A couple of years ago, he said he was all in. This year, he said he's going to bust the budget. Have you seen anything close to him busting the budget? Anything? Now, I know the Max Crosby rumors that we tried to get Max Crosby. Nobody knows what that looks like. Nobody has seen anything of what they offered Max Crosby, right? And the Raiders turned them down. Why the Raiders turning them down? Does NFL teams know that they're dealing with some men who necessarily aren't football guys? Here's what I mean by that. You're talking about Jerry Jones and his son. They're all guys, right? They hire people to make the football moves, like Will McClay. But when you try to be the football guy, do your contemporaries take you serious? Do they look at you as if you don't know what you're doing? We're going to sit back and just watch you squirm. We ain't going to give you nothing. Do they take you serious? Cowboys has been one of the worst teams in the league as far as going out and getting free agents, attacking free agency. They're one of the worst in the league for the past 6-7 years. Last year, they went and got George Pickens and Javonte Williams. That's fantastic. I ain't giving you a pass because you did it 1 year out of the last 15. I'm sorry. You can. Other content creators can. This ain't the channel for that. I'm not going to give you a pass because out of 15 years, you took one season, you went and got George Pickens, who you don't want to pay now, and Javonte Williams, who was an excellent move. Excellent move, right? You trade Michael Parsons out of emotions. That's what that was. You didn't have a plan. It was out of emotion. You traded him out of emotion. That tells me, and some things, it surprises me how Jerry made all these billions and billions of dollars when, as in the NFL as a GM, he misses so much. You know, most of his moves sometimes are out of emotion, right? He doesn't, and if you're an all-man, if you're a billionaire, your business ain't about emotion. It's about making strategic business decisions. And he hasn't been doing that. As a GM, as a marketer for the Cowboys, he's the best in the business. Oh, he's the best in the business. But I'm specifically talking about as a GM. I think Will McClay has the most pressure of any exec in the NFL. And here's why. Because of the efforts of the GM and how we don't attack free agency, he depends on Will McClay to build the entire team through the draft. And Will McClay has so much pressure that he misses. He does some great things. He has some great picks. He had a great track record at one point. But lately he's kind of been missing a little bit, right? With the Mozzies, and the different other players that he has missed. So now, because he's missing, the team isn't built correctly. We're not attacking free agency. Now, people ain't crazy about the pick that he made with the trade What's the guy? Rashawn Gary. I like Rashawn Gary. I really do. I like Rashawn. I think that was a great pickup, if you ask me. So the Rashawn Gary pickup, the Jalen Thompson pickup, I think those was excellent moves. Excellent moves, right? But that's not busting the budget. Let's be clear about that. That's not busting the budget. Busting the budget is going to get Max Crosby. Busting the budget is going to get Myles Garrett. And if you guys look at my page, I did a video about us getting Myles Garrett months ago. And everybody thought I was crazy. Now we talking about getting Myles Garrett. Now that's the talk, getting Myles Garrett. Now my question to you guys is, what would you give up for Myles Garrett? Would you give up 2 number ones and a wide receiver, 3 number ones? Now Myles Garrett is 30 years old. I particularly believe that Myles Garrett has about 2 to 3 years of all-pro level in him. That's the kind of guy he is. That's how he takes care of his body, right? So, but 3 ones is very expensive. Are we a player away from going to the Super Bowl? If you say it's Myles Garrett, I would say yes, we are. We are one player away. If we get Myles Garrett, we will be in either the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. But we still have to fix some holes, some linebacker holes, some cornerback holes. Now, what would I give up for Myles Garrett? Right now, we got 2 number 1 wide receivers. You got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. CeeDee Lamb signed. Pickens isn't. I would trade George Pickens, give up my 12th round pick, and a second next year for Myles Garrett. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Do I want Pickens? Yes, I want to keep Pickens. But if I give up CeeDee Lamb, you're telling me I got to give up CeeDee Lamb, you ain't getting but 1 first rounder. You ain't getting but 1 pick. I give you CeeDee Lamb, all pro, and a first round pick, which is either the 12th or the 20th. You pick, I'll let you pick. You get that for Myles Garrett. You ain't getting nothing else. Jerry, if you're serious about winning championships, if you're serious about taking us to another level, this is the move you make. Because you're going to sit around and them damn Eagles going to make it. And that's part of the issue too. The only reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago is when Saquon Barkley was available, they went and acted, right? Activate. That's what their GM does. He doesn't sit around. He doesn't play around. He goes. He moves. Jerry doesn't. They went and got Saquon Barkley. They were proactive. Derrick Henry was sitting right there too for us. We didn't do that. He wanted to come to Dallas. We didn't move. But see, that's part of the GM as well. You got to watch what the teams in your division are doing as well. And when you don't make the moves that you're supposed to make, they will. A.J. Brown. They went and got A.J. Brown from Tennessee. They went and got him. And you say what you want about A.J. Brown, they don't want a Super Bowl with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown has been a major contributor since he's been in Philly. They don't bull jive around. They go do what they got to do. Jerry does nothing. He sells us. I'm not going to give him a pass because 1 out of 15 years he decides to do something. Now he don't even want to pay Pickens. He waits to the last minute to do contracts. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. Look at those contracts, what he did. He waited to the last minute when their value was at their highest. He did the same thing with Parsons. But he got rid of Parsons because Parsons got a little mouth on him. He run his mouth too much. So he got rid of him. But that's what he essentially did. He waited to the last minute. That's not being a good GM. But guys continuously give him a pass. And I get sometimes you're tied to the Cowboys, so you can't really go all in on him because you somewhat tied to him in a sense. I ain't tied to him. I'm not tied to him. This is my hobby. I got a job. So I'm a fry him every chance I get when he needs to be fried. This is one of them times. And we're trying to get back to the NFC Championship. We're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. These are the kind of moves that you need to make. Now, I'm going to leave you with this, and this concerns me. This is the main concern, to be honest with you. It's not like he never did this before. He was the one that went and got Charles Haley. Not him personally, but he was the GM at the time. I know Jimmy was the battery in that. But he knows what to do. He went and got Deion. You don't win Super Bowls without Charles Haley and Deion Sanders being on his football team. You went and got him out of free agency. What stopped you? What stopped you for 30 years to not do something aggressive like that? You went and got Pickens. That was a move. That was an aggressive move. Don't stop. Do it in back-to-back seasons. Go get Myles Garrett. Go get him. Let's go to the championship and win this chip. This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First Sports. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Plan to bring you guys some great content moving forward. Y'all stay up.